Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about patience. Are you a patient person? Can you grow your patience? Yeah, how tolerant are you? Do you have a lot of tolerance? Is it something that you want? Do you want more of it? I think it's something that we can all, no matter how patient we are, no matter how tolerant we are, something that we can all grow and expand on, because it is a valuable tool to have. If you can be more patient, you can be more loving, you can be more observant, you can be more active in the moment. You can take advantage of your actual events in life and make your life not just simple, but more productive. And who doesn't crave to have a more productive life, to get their goals done, to get what they need to get done. So growing your patience, how can you do that? Now, simple practice to start with. And I say simple, it sounds simple. It can be incredibly hard for some people, especially if you've had quite a chaotic life, or you've had a lot of traumas, or you've just got a lot of stress, a lot of things going on, a lot of stuff going around in your mind, is to meditate. I'm going to do a longer video on meditation. Let me know in the comments if you want to know more about meditation, what questions you have on it, if you've tried it, how you find it, does it work for you, why do you do it? Drop a comment, let me know. Be interested to find out other people's perception of meditation, how they use it, where they found it, and what value it brings to them. Or if you've tried it and it just hasn't worked for you, maybe there's some tips or advice I can give you on how you can make it work for you, because it works for everyone. Because it's about taking that time, that silence, that inner silence, that peace. No matter what's going on, it doesn't matter how chaotic your world is, it doesn't matter if there's noise around you, if there's people shouting next door, no matter what's going on, you can meditate. It becomes harder the more distractions you have, but a bit like anything, the harder something is, the bigger the reaction is to how much growth you can get from it. So if you can persist and be persistent, you'll get much more growth from that exercise. So it starts with sitting still, taking time to sit in good posture, and making sure your spine, your head, everything's nicely aligned and you're comfortable, that you're not finding aches and pains in your body. Now if you can't sit cross-legged, if you can't sit in a chair, lay down. It doesn't matter too much what position you're in, as long as that position isn't causing pain in your body, and that will cause distraction and stop you getting into a rested state. And if you haven't seen my video on my biggest thing I'd like to share, my most important thing, it's about the central nervous system and how we activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This is our rest, digest, our healing state. This is where we're active. This is where things get done internally. And this is where meditation comes in. It's about internal work. Yeah, so take time to get yourself really comfortable. You sit down, lay down comfortably, and you just start to breathe. Don't do anything at the beginning, don't try and do a rhythm, don't try and do anything, but just breathe and think about your breath. See, is your breath smooth? Are you taking in short breaths, fast breaths? How are you breathing? Just think about that and just concentrate on only that as much as you can. You can place your hands on your stomach, just under your ribs, and feel, are you expanding? Are you breathing just through your ribs? Are you breathing just through your gut? There should be a sort of wave, a flow. Both should be activated. Now, as you get more and more rested and more conscious into your breath, you start to consciously take control of that breath. And you start to breathe in slower. And breathe in through the nose. Yeah? And you can hold it for a couple of seconds, and then you can just breathe out and breathe out as much air as you can. And just try and keep this up. A rhythm that I like to do, that I find effective, is to try and breathe in as much air as possible in 4 seconds. Hold it for around 5 to 8 seconds. And then try and breathe out every single last bit of air, and really feel your abs come tight, feel your stomach tuck in, feel every part of your body just release, and let that pressure out. Yeah, and visualize, think about it, think of it as pressure being released. You know when you see a kettle boiling and all that steam comes out, if you couldn't get the steam out, what would happen to that kettle? It's the same with the body. If you can't get that steam out, that energy out, it's going to build up and you're just going to explode one day, and you're going to have a big reaction that's uncomfortable for you and uncomfortable for others, and it's not going to be beneficial. So to avoid that, this is where it comes in with practicing your breath work, practicing your breathing, practicing your meditation. Yeah, so try and breathe out for a full 8 seconds and try and get every last bit. You might go for longer than that. You might have some really big lungs, and just really breathe out. It's time with that. And as you get through these stages, you'll build more patience with yourself, because you have to sit still and not be distracted. So if you're lacking patience, normally you constantly keep yourself distracted, whether that's going on your phone, going on the internet, checking your feed on your social media, just wanting to talk to someone. You're constantly looking externally to interact with other things other than yourself. And it's time to get to know yourself, it's time to take care of yourself, and it's time to love yourself. And this can start with simple breathing work and meditation. So try that out, let me know if it helps. I'm just about to make another video on anxiety. If you suffer from extreme anxiety, you're getting heart palpitations, you're getting frustrated, you might be having full-on panic attacks. I'm going to make a couple of videos on that because this is where breathing comes in, it's so effective. Posture in this is so effective. Yeah, so these are things that a lot of people these days suffer with, especially now when we've got the virus going around, a lot of stress going around. There's a lot of tension just everywhere with people, with the media, online. So many things, so much stuff happening that's going to cause us more anxiety, more stress. So I think that's an important video to make, so I'm going to make one on that straight after this. So I hope you can learn to grow your patience. As I said, and if you have someone that tests your patience, think of it as a test. Yeah? Every time, if there's one particular person or a couple of people, when you come in contact with them, when you meet them, you just get a little bit fueled with either anger, rage, frustration. They just drive you a little bit nuts and you find it hard to keep your patience with them, with maybe it's their opinion or what they say, how they say it. There's something about them that tests your patience and tests your tolerance. Think of it as a test, and every time you meet them, if you can't avoid them, sometimes you need to take a break and avoid these type of people if they're really causing you a lot of harm. Work on yourself so you could come back and go into the test more productive. Then when you meet them, like I said, you test yourself to see how much you can keep yourself in a comfortable state while in their presence. And that comfortable state is your parasympathetic nervous system, your heart rate. Pay attention to your heart rate. Can you feel your heart rate raising just by interacting with these people? Do you find yourself biting your tongue and wanting to say stuff and you just don't want to escalate the situation? If you find yourself unable to talk, unable to just interact with them properly without getting really agitated, really anxious, really annoyed, this is time for you to practice. It's like going to the gym, it's like exercising. You just practice, and each time it's a test of patience, and that patience grows. And pat yourself on the back, reward yourself. If you manage to have an interaction with someone that makes you uncomfortable, and you manage to keep yourself calm, just see that as a success. See that as you've done a good job. You didn't react, you didn't do something that you didn't want to do, and you didn't get agitated or angry. So if that works, you've done a good job. Pat yourself on the back, reward yourself. Let yourself know that you've done a good job. If someone does something good, you tell them, right? You say to them, well done, oh, that's a really good job. You've got to do that for yourself sometimes. Yeah, a lot of the times we don't appreciate ourselves enough. Check out my other videos on self-care, self-love, so you can bring that value and that worth back into your life so you can live a better, loving, simple. And when I say simple, it's not slow. It's just simplified, so it's easier to digest, it's easier to function, it's easier to get what you need done and have a good, great, and loving life. Much love, have a great day, and check out my other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you enjoyed this, and comment. I want to hear your comments. Much love, catch you later.